via dell'eternità. Alleluia, nati siamo cercando luce per le nostre città. Alleluia, cuori cantano nei milioni di sguardi, santo volto dei volti, sei che ogni vita che per te, con te e in te si apre al mondo mentre si libererà. Trova il tuo volto e in ogni volto ora i tuoi occhi vedrà. Alleluia, mani siamo.
If you're just joining us, we're live in Turin at the St. Charles Square in the very heart of the city. The young people are, in a sense, saying goodbye to Pope Benedict XVI. The meeting with the youth is coming to a close as we sing together the Holy Face of Faces, the official hymn for this visit, written specifically for this visit. After this, the Holy Father will get to the very heart of his visit here in Turin. He will go to the cathedral of the city to venerate the Holy Shroud.
Raccogliamo ora ogni nostra intenzione nella preghiera che Gesù ci ha insegnato. Padre nostro.
Holy Father now inviting us all, following the ceremony, and those of us in the square, to pray together the Our Father.
Venga il tuo regno, sia fatta la tua volontà, come in cielo così in terra. Dacci oggi il nostro pane quotidiano e rimetti a noi i nostri debiti, come noi rimettiamo ai nostri debitori, e non ci indurre in tentazione, ma liberaci dal male. Sia benedetto il nome del Signore.
We now prepare for the final blessing from the Holy Father, which extends to all of us via TV and radio.
Vi benedica Dio Onnipotente, Padre e Figlio e Spirito Santo. Di brilla.
And the crowd responds, Viva il Papa, the unofficial hymn of every papal event. Pope Benedict greeting the young people. He so looks forward to these meetings with young people all over the world.
Il Santo Padre, lo ringraziamo di questo stupendo momento insieme con il canto Laudato Si.
Pope Benedict now making his way back into the Pope Mobile. And he doesn't have to go very far, just about a half a mile to the cathedral, making his way through the streets of Turin. A very beautiful city, and as we mentioned before, a city home to so many saints. Don Bosco, Pier Giorgio Frassati, and of course a saint we will learn about after the Pope's visit to the Holy Shroud, the founder of the Little House of Divine Providence, home to the sick and in the infirm, Saint Cotolengo.
Specialmente frate sole, che dà la luce al giorno e che ci illumina, per tua volontà, la gente bella con grande splendore, di te l'immagine.
Accompanying the Holy Father from one place to another and for his entire visit throughout the city of Turin is the Archbishop himself, Cardinal Severino Poletto, who has been Cardinal Archbishop there since 1999 and has been able to welcome Pope John Paul II and his visit there. And now Pope Benedict XVI, who has been to see the shroud before. In the 90s, I think it was 1993, he came as Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, prefect for the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. He came on pilgrimage to be here to visit the Holy Shroud. So he's been here before, but now he comes as the successor of Peter. Peter, who was chosen, of course, by Christ himself to lead his church. So as he gazes once more upon the suffering man in the shroud, must be a special, different feeling this time around in the year 2010. As we mentioned, this is somewhat a rare occasion when the shroud is ever put on display. So we hope those of you following us today, if you haven't been, that you'll get to go. If not this time, maybe at the next opening, maybe in another 10 years or so. This exposition of the Holy Shroud, as I mentioned, is a rare occasion. But it was Cardinal Poletto himself in an interview which said the Pope's visit here for this occasion is really the most precious gift of this exposition. He emphasized that this exposition of the Shroud and the Pope's visit will continue. The celebration of the fact that the Pope was here during this extraordinary moment will be continued, not just something that happens one day and we go on with our lives the next. He said, they're moments of growth, the Archbishop of Turin said, of development, of future commitments, so that our church, he said, might be always more up to the task of taking on the challenges of the times, especially the challenge of evangelization. And since its opening just a few weeks ago, on April 10th, the Shroud has been seen by an estimated 450,000 of the 1.7 million people who have pre-booked tickets for the exposition, which is going through May 23rd. 100,000 pilgrims are expected for this weekend alone, according to reports in La Repubblica, Italy's newspaper. So 1.7 million people have pre-booked their tickets, and you can do this all online. So please, if you're listening and you want to learn more about the Shroud or book your own visit, it's one of the most technologically advanced expositions that we've ever had. You can go to the website, which is www.sindone.org. It's www.sindone.org. That's the official website. Everything's in English. They have it in English and Italian and French and so on, so you'll have no problem for whatever language you need. And 700,000 people have already registered, have already clicked on to find out more. And you can also go on Facebook. There's a page dedicated to the Shroud called Qui Sindone 2010. So QUI and then the word Sindone, SINDONE 2010, which has been set up here by the Executive Committee. So you can become a fan on Facebook, and you can also come in contact with the Shroud another way on YouTube. They have a Shroud channel. So if you can't get here, if you just want to learn more about it, go to youtube.com/user/Sindone 2010. And as we mentioned, there are some new things to see this time around that we didn't get to see in the year 2000. It will be showing signs of the restorations that took place in 2002. For example, we will see that the pieces of cloth that were burnt in the Chambéry fire in 1532 have been removed. Some patches have been added throughout history by some of the nuns that have taken care of the Shroud, either because of fire or from age or something else, the nuns thought it beneficial to repair such things, so they've removed those, leaving really just the original shroud, the original cloth.